No, Nicki Minaj is not red pilled, but she is asking the correct question. So let's see what this video has all this have to say.
But men aren't like that, you know. And so to make a huge joke, right, about something that really did happen to someone, that's one thing. But then to stop a person from... So what it's making me think now is that there's something bigger to it. You know?
Yes, Nicki, there is something bigger to really anything. And to just limit the scope of, I guess, the vax talk and where you can't question anything. And I'm not even questioning anything. I'm just saying to even question the fact that efficacy, for example, or other things about it, you just can't do it. Because the narrative is just do it and or else. That I think that's the point she's trying to ask here is, why am I getting so much flack for even saying, hey, initially, let's pray on it, I guess. Let's talk to your family and friends, talk to a doctor, and then decide what's best for you. Oh, no. You see, on the left side of the political spectrum, and even on the right side of the fringes, you can't do that. You can't ask questions. Why? Because there's a narrative, and the narrative trumps all, especially with this particular subject.
You know, like when I kept on seeing all these people with all these conspiracy theories, I would be like, oh, what? Oh, please, you know. But what in the world scared y'all that much that made you disable my fucking Twitter? I have not put out anything that I said was a fact.
See, Nicki, if I may call you that, Nicki, you challenged the narrative. And you didn't even challenge it that hard. You just tacitly questioned it. You just said, hey, why am I getting so much flack for bringing up legitimate questions? Or even saying, having some basic hesitancy. I'm not talking about full-blown conspiratorial hesitancy. I'm just talking about some basic, fundamental questions about, should I put a substance in my body? Should I not do it? Should I consult a doctor? Should I not consult a doctor? And the problem is that people think, Nicki, for you, you're on the left side of the political spectrum. You cannot question that. And for the longest time, yes, you treated people like me, the like-minded people on the right side, who question sort of these things that come out, question the government. You gave a shit about it. You talked crap about Trump supporters, and I get it. But now you barely even scratch the surface of questioning anything. What happens? Your more ardent supporters and fans start talking shit about you. I can't imagine why. Because you challenged the narrative. You went into the cathedral and started asking questions of the ruling class, and they don't like it. Even though you are technically part of the ruling class of the left, you questioned it. And if with any good follower, you cannot question anything. You can't. If you question people, people get mad. People get frustrated that you dare question the powers that be. And there, in fact, is the whole rub of this thing. You question them. They got mad at you. They put you down. Now you're being invited to the White House. Interesting. And you're going to go, and unfortunately, they're going to pull you back in. So your red pill moment is not going to last very long. It was fun while it lasted, Nicki, but it ain't going to last long further after this.
About anything. I simply said we should be able to ask questions and speak.
Yes, you should. That's a good red pill moment there, Nicki. Unfortunately, the people that you hang out with, you profess to, you vote for, don't like it when you ask questions. And there, in fact, you asked the wrong question. You challenged the wrong people. You challenged Jack Dorsey's communistic ideals. You can't do that, Nicki. You should have known this a long time ago. Now that you know, Unfortunately, and sadly to say, is that they're going to pull you back in. But for a brief moment, you had a moment of clarity. You understood what was going on. And here, in fact, lies the rub. You know what's going on, but yet you're going to fall back in line, unfortunately.
And it's scary when they start telling you you can't ask questions about anything.
Yes, it is scary when you can't ask questions, when you get demeaned and besmirched and shut down and removed off a public or private platform. Not a publisher at all, by the way. Twitter's not a publisher. They don't curate anything. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You see, Nicki, with all your insanity on Twitter, they accepted it because it was all part of the plan. You adhered to the narrative. But once you went off colony, once you decided to look beyond the trees, when they told you, don't look in there, don't look in the trees, no, in the forest, no. Once you went in the trees and you looked past it, you saw something that you didn't like. You saw something that was unfortunate, or unfortunately, not to your liking. You had a moment of clarity. You finally realized that you could not ask certain questions in your particular status. You just can't do it. You can ask certain questions against the other side, the right-hand side of the political spectrum. You can say, why are they such racist? You can ask that question, and you're going to get a stupid answer. And as long as you adhere to that answer, and as long as you accept that answer, as long as you promote that answer, you're fine. But once you go, wait a minute, why are you giving me crap? All I am is just asking questions. And matter of fact, these questions aren't that bad. I didn't promote anything, and I didn't discourage anything. I just asked a question based upon some real-world evidence to suggest that a friend of mine, one or two persons removed, had a certain medical reaction. Not saying that it was part of the reason why is because of the jab. That's not the point. The point is that you dared ask questions. That's the problem. Especially in the far left. You can't ask questions. This government right now that we have in the United States, you can't ask questions. You have to fall in line. You have to comply. You will comply or else. Yes, or else. There is no, hey, let me ponder. Nope, no, there's no pondering. Shut the fuck up, fall in line, shut up. And if you don't do it, you're going to start losing credibility. Because all our minions out there and myrmidons are going to come out of the woodwork and tell you how much of a worthless piece of crap you are for daring, for even remotely questioning the narrative. And Nicki, you'll never hear this, but for any of you normies out there, this should be a bellwether, a script for anything out there that should even, this is to show you that if you dare ask questions, the wrong questions meaning the right questions, but the wrong questions against the narrative, against the political party, against the left, the socialist, the communist, the fascist. And yes, boys and girls in Lazarland, fascism is on the left. Don't believe those political compasses where it says, fascism's not really on the right. Nope. Wrong. Fascism has always been a left-wing ideology. Case in point. That guy in 1930s Germany? Yeah. And that guy in 1930s Italy? Fascism was coined by, you guessed it, Anywho. But that's the thing. You question things, this is what happens. You can't question. According to big publishers, platforms, if you will, you can't question it. Facebook will boot you off. YouTube will boot you off. Google will boot you off. Twitter and Jack Dorsey's Islamic Caliphate will fucking boot you off. Why? Because you can't ask questions. You can't. Especially if those questions goes against the left-wing narrative.